Welcome to Inbox Intel, your weekly download from the team at Email Expert. Each episode will bring you updates from inside Email Expert HQ, along with the latest headlines, happenings, and hot topics from across the email industry. Expect news, insights, the occasional rumor, and maybe even a little gossip. You'll have to tune in to find out what's in the inbox this week. Let's get started.
Welcome to this deep dive. This week, we're wading into the latest from emailexpert.com. We're pulling out the absolute must-knows, community updates, events, key industry insights, all that good stuff.
Exactly. Our goal here is really to cut through the noise, give you the important nuggets, the surprising facts, key takeaways, basically the stuff that helps you stay sharp in the email world.
Okay, let's jump right in then, kicking off with some pretty big community news. Email Expert is welcoming Kumo MTA. They're joining as a 2025 Charter Enterprise member. That feels significant.
Oh, it really is. Kumo MTA, well, for anyone less familiar, they focus on modern MTA solutions. Think of an MTA as the engine that powers email sending, right?
Gotcha.
So their commitment here, it's not just a membership. It brings some serious infrastructure expertise right into the community's heart.
And it's great to see Kumo MTA co-founder Mike Hillier mentioned there, right alongside Email Expert's own Neely Bonar and Andrew Bonar in the announcement. So what's the practical impact of a membership like this?
Well, what's fascinating, I think, is how this boosts capabilities, especially for key things like the Deliverability Summit series. It injects, a deeper level of technical diversity and insight. That's just invaluable when you're tackling complex deliverability challenges.
Right, that technical depth. It's exactly what you see highlighted at industry events, too. Speaking of which, the site also had a great recap of Day 1 from Email Innovations World 2025.
Absolutely, yeah. And it was packed with actionable insights, really good stuff. We saw highlights from speakers like Gene Jennings, who reminded us, foundational marketing strategy. It outlasts fads. Curiosity is key.
Love that. Yeah, curiosity is a career strategy. Great line. And Jenna Tiffany, she's a highly valued lifetime Email Expert member. By the way, she broke down the top 5 pitfalls brands fall into, really stressing that need for strategy before you jump into the tech. Her strategy framework sounds like something people need to check out.
Definitely. And then Tony Wagner gave this really buzzworthy look at an AI-powered workflow using custom GPTs. He suggested it could, slash email production time quite significantly.
Wow.
But the key takeaway was clear, wasn't it? AI is a force multiplier, sure, but it needs human oversight. You can't just automate blindly.
Makes sense. Plus, there were practical design insights, too. Bob Siblo on tackling dark mode, which is crucial, right? When maybe 82% of users might see your emails that way.
Exactly.
And Christopher Marriott shared data showing brands prioritize platform value and simplicity, not just chasing the latest AI hype. It kind of echoes that strategic foundation point again.
It really raises that important question, where should vendors really be focusing their development energy?
Yeah, good point. And speaking of sharing expertise, big news for a community favorite, the Festival of Email. It's coming back in 2025.
That's right. Mark your calendars, October 8th and 9th. And it's the online edition again. Andrew Bonar is heading up the organization, and they're rolling out a brand new event platform, too. Should improve the experience.
And here's where it gets really interesting, especially if you've got insights to share. Speaker submissions are officially open. You've got until June 30th, 2025 to get proposals in.
Yeah, it's a fantastic opportunity. Speakers get that ongoing reach, via the replay library and email TV, plus lead gen potential, post-event analytics. They're clearly investing in making it a valuable platform for presenters.
Okay, let's pivot just briefly to some broader industry security news covered on the site. Cloudflare. They're strengthening their email security posture.
Right. They're doing this by integrating with leading DMARC providers. Think Valamail, Redshift. DMARC's a key email authentication standard, as you know. And this multi-partner approach, it enhances their zero trust capabilities against impersonation attacks, gives users more robust defense options.
Good to hear. And finally, there was this piece of research highlighted on the site titled Unmasking Lazy Gatekeepers. It looked into 12 million SPF records reveal about email security.
Yeah, this was fascinating. This study by Technische Universität Berlin researchers, it uncovered this widespread, kind of surprising vulnerability. Seems many domains are undermining their own security. They're using overly permissive SPF configurations.
How so?
Things like really broad include mechanisms that maybe accidentally authorized just vast numbers of IPs from major providers. It creates openings.
And the report alarmingly showed how easy it was for €30 apparently, to spoof emails from domains with these weak setups. That reveals a genuine security risk created by these configuration trends, what they called lazy gatekeepers.
Exactly. So while SPF adoption itself is up, these misconfigurations, they create massive gaps that threat actors can and do exploit. The scale is pretty significant, too. They notified over 111,000 affected domains.
Wow.
And thousands fixed their records, which suggests a lot of these issues were probably just simple oversights. But the deep insight, we need to treat SPF configuration with, far more deliberate security focus.
Okay, so wrapping up this deep dive, we've touched on some exciting community growth with Kumo MTA, highlighted key takeaways from Email Innovations world speakers, Gene Jennings, Jenna Tiffany, Tony Wagner, Bob Sivlow, Christopher Marriott, announced the return and the call for speakers for the Festival of Email with Andrew Bonar organizing.
Yep. Don't miss that deadline.
Noted Cloudflare's strategic security partnerships with VelaMail and Redshift, and pulled out those, frankly, alarming insights from the SPF misconfiguration research.
There's clearly a lot of vibrant activity within the email expert community. Alongside these critical challenges in the broader industry, you can find all these articles, the full details, including exactly how to submit your speaker proposal for the Festival of Email over on emailexpert.com.
So this all raises an important question for you listening in to consider. How can you best leverage these community initiatives? And how can you contribute to, or maybe learn from, these crucial ongoing discussions around industry standards and security? Something to think about.